That's the irony of the situation. We do it one day, we don't do it another day. But I think having that passion to move the needle every day, and some days are bad days, granted. But then let's not worry about those bad days, but let's make today, now, as positive, as best as we can to recalibrate ourselves. I call it recalibrating because you cannot change the past, but you can only change today and tomorrow.
This is Vinny Chopra, Vinny Smile Chopra. Thank you for following me on social channels, listening to my podcast, YouTube channel, all the different channels, and also liking the podcast. Please give us a 5-star review, subscribe to it, share the content. My blogs are there. Please watch them too and read them. Also, YouTube channel, all the different ones. My Vinney and Beau show on Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific every week. And also Abundance Mindset with Vinney and Walter Amarello on Thursday live. Please enjoy this show. Thanks again for everything. God bless you.
Hi, this is Vinny Chopra and Beau Eckstein, brother Beau Eckstein, right there in Las Vegas. I'm here in San Francisco area. Danville Blackhawk, we are glad to come back to you with another great episode. Hope you like us, follow us and everything. How are you doing, Beau?
I am doing well. I can't believe it is Friday.
Yes.
I think a lot of people took today off, but I didn't take today off.
Me too, I know. Even yesterday's show, Abundance Mindset, Walter and I were discussing. We did do the show, freedom of not only independence, but freedom of mind and financial freedom and time limitness and all the things. We need to be really freeing ourselves of lots of shackles that we always put in our mind, limitations and all those things. But no, glad to be with you today.
So I was at the gym this morning and I happened to be doing some cardio and I turned on Alex Hormozi's YouTube channel and he was talking about like the things that really matter. And he dove into, everybody wants to do all these things to move their business, but really he took it back to the basics. The basics of, look, the average American is spending 2.75 hours per day watching TV. People are saying they don't have time. And then when you really look at it, if you're doing your own laundry, if you're cooking your own food, and your time is more valuable than 15 or 20 bucks an hour, then you're doing the wrong things. And so he really pointed out that you should be spending, you need to be making, he called it like maker hours, where you're at least 4 hours out of the day, you're spending time that's really driving the business. And so many of us do all these things and they don't take the time to actually do the things that actually move the needle the most, which is really basic thought. But the funny thing is that a lot of people are struggling with this topic.
I agree with you totally. I remember many years back, I did a study on my own time, to be truthful, how much I was spending in driving time, how much time I was spending in doing medial things with zero results or very less results. That really hurt because I found 1.5 hours, maybe that particular week per day, I was spending talking to the clients and this and that, or preparing things. That's a very less time. You're saying 5 hours, 4 hours. Is that right, a day? That's what.
Well, I pulled up stats from a government agency. Let me see if I can pull them up on my phone again.
Please.
But it was pretty staggering on, where was it? Let's see if I can find it. Ah, darn, where was it? Hold on, I'll pull it up. I have it. All right. This is a study by the government, by BLS.gov. Average hours spent per day among those engaging in activity all days of the week. This was from 2022. They say that was 3.65 hours per day watching TV. A little less than an hour a day doing food and drink preparation.
Wow.
1.64 hours relaxing and thinking, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think we need to exercise. I think 1.4 hours. That's good. You need to exercise. Playing games. 2.6 hours per day playing games. Average hours per day.
Video games and all kind of games, huh? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, get this, computer use for leisure, excluding games. another
Oh,
1.5 hours, 1.48 hours.
wow. That's
So as you
social
can
media
see,
and all. Social media, all that good, stuff. Wow. Lot of wastage.
yeah.
Lot
So
of
people
wastage.
need to, yeah, people, you need to audit your time, and you need to get that 4 hours back, and preferably even more. So I think you do need 7 or 8 hours of good sleep. I think that's very important,
Yeah.
because if you're fully
Yes.
recharged, you can operate at 100% capacity. If you're sleep deprived, you're not going to be optimized. I think working
So
out's
true.
important because that's going to base you. It's going to help you live longer. I think
Mhm.
family time's important, but all this other BS, if you're not where you want to be, then obviously,
Yeah.
and a lot of people that are in like some sort of sales business, it's
Hmm.
driven on this 4 hours of work. So if we really audit our time, like Vinny did, and he would realize he could save
Yes.
8 hours a week, right? And let's
Wow.
say your time is worth $1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
It's a staggering
It is.
amount of leverage. And then the gasoline on this, Vinny, is leveraging. Then how, during that extra 8 hours you get, or 10 hours a week you get by not doing some of these activities that aren't moving the needle, then you use a leverage approach where you have virtual team members, you're using
Hmm.
automations, you're using AI. Now,
Yes.
this is how you look at a guy like Alex and go, how did Alex get where he is? It's because he understands these principles, right? Like
So
he
true.
understands that he can be 30 times better than the average Joe by just
Yeah.
implementing these leverage and focused hours of work. And so he's a big his calendar, for as busy as this guy is, a guy with a net worth over $100 million, mid 30s.
Yes.
It's because if you look at his calendar, he's not like back. He makes time to do the high lever activities that are going to move the needle the most. So I think we all need to unpack this for ourselves and really audit our time. Kind of what Dan Martell, he wrote the book Buy Back My Time, right? Or Buy Back Your
Yes.
Time.
Yes.
I think these
Yep.
all resonate with me because I'm a workhorse, but am I really being super effective? And that's the
Yeah.
real question.
So true. It's so very true. What you're saying. And a lot of us know that. That's the irony of the situation. We do it one day, we don't do it another day. But I think having that passion to move the needle every day, and some days are bad days, granted. But then let's not worry about those bad days, but let's make today, now, as positive, as best as we can to recalibrate ourselves. I call it recalibrating because you cannot change the past, but you can only change today and tomorrow, right?
And that's why I want to crush it the rest now, because I live right by the casinos. It sounds like a freaking gun shooting, like a gang mob outside
Oh
my
my
house.
God. Oh my
So my
gosh. Oh my
dog
gosh.
yeah, so I didn't sleep well, but I still woke up maybe a little bit later. I still went to the gym, even though I was a little bit tired. I didn't go crazy, but I did stretch and I walked and I did cardio. So I still got the body moving and get the brain
Hmm.
moving. I'm here, and now it's okay. Like, you can have a marginally good day, or you can have a fantastic day where you do really big stuff. And so you got to choose, do you want to do really big things? And I think we also need to do things that make us uncomfortable. So if that's reaching out to somebody that's got a big podcast and you want to get on their podcast, or if you want to put a big event on, like I'm starting to do more and more of these events.
Yeah,
I had over 500 RSVPs. Granted, only a percentage of them showed up, but usually
sure.
my events only get 100 to 200 people. So I more than doubled how many people RSVP'd. So
Very nice.
that is a focus point, because I know the more people that come into my ecosystem through my
Sure.
webinars and through my classes that I offer, that
Yep.
my business will grow, right? So that's
Totally.
something where you'd spend 4 hours optimizing in a day, that part of your business. Yesterday, I spent time uh, systematizing things, and we spent time with my virtual assistant, Jeff, and we did a detailed SOP on
Hmm.
when new leads come in, so we don't miss when new leads come in to buy a franchise or for SBA financing, to make
Yes.
sure that they're getting hit with every email, that they're doing what we ask them to do, because I can't possibly do all this time, but I'm leveraging by creating really good systems, right? So that's
Makes
where you
sense.
need to focus your time to really get those optimizations in place.
So true, Bo. It all boils down to effectively using time, automations, and then prioritizing. Sometimes we just spend 80% of our time to get 20% of the result in a day. We need to be working on those things, 20% even, which give us 80% result. And now, do we understand what those activities are? Do we understand what we need to do with our teams and delegations and everything so that we can accomplish? Moving the needle is big thing, and making sure that we are in motion to grow the business. Otherwise, it will go down. It's usually it's not straight, it's not flat most of the time. It's either going down or going up incrementally. A lot of us, they go through life. We all do. I do too. Some days are bad days. They are. And but you can change them. You cannot change the bad days. And the thing is, if we take care of control of our mood and our direction and our thinking, hey, what's going wrong? How can I get out of that mode? And so it's good to
Yeah,
be
well, you're
vulnerable. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, we're all human, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bigger you go, the bigger problems can arise.
totally, totally.
And so being
Yeah,
able to deal with problems, and also there's a lot of things that are out of control, like out of our control per se, like what the
yeah.
economy does, or if there's a pandemic, if there's COVID, or
Hmm.
what's going on with the presidencies, right? Like all you know is that
Yes,
look, there will be problems. You can resolve problems over time if you don't bury your head in the sand, and that's the key
yes.
component. But each day, how do you improve? And you improve by spending that time on focused activities and not spending time on garbage time. Like me, sometimes I might trick myself and say, "Oh, I worked 12 hours today." If I
Hmm.
really looked at it, was I surfing the internet? One of my problems is that I have the entrepreneur mindset, so I'm always exploring business opportunities to get into.
Hmm.
But that's a distraction, right? If I'm too focused on trying to do all these other ventures and I'm not focused on that activity. So if you're like me and you really enjoy looking into different businesses to get into, you then calendar like an hour or two per week. And that's the only time you do that kind of stuff because I think it's
Yeah,
good to look at opportunities. If I get really inundated, like I started wanting to buy a short term rental. And so now I spend so much time looking in Lake Havasu and these other markets that I'm looking for short term rentals. That's really not an
yes.
effective use of my time. And so
Hmm.
my effective use of my time, if I wanted to do that, is to reach out to a really good real estate agent and say, look,
Yeah.
this is what I'm looking for. If you find it, email me.
Hmm.
Then I'm not
Hmm.
spending an hour a day. The
Yeah.
dopamine levels that we have in our brain, like wasting time. So
So
you
true,
got to be
so
really,
true,
yeah.
so true. You're right. We go on offshoots. We have ADD, I call it. We're trying to do certain thing, and then something takes a deflection, and we go more and more. Last 2, 3 weeks have been like that for me, where other ideas are coming, popping in my mind and head, and then coming up with the conclusion, hey, this is not the way to do it. Just get focused in RALs, which I'm very excited about as I got the second one and I want the third one and the fourth one because that is the key. That is what it should be the in my case. And we are shifting some focus and so forth and returning money to the investors and so on. No,
Yeah,
good
that's good.
show, good show. The big thing is today's Friday. The key thing is every Friday we need to take a good perspective. What happened this week? See, a lot of times we don't do that. We should sit down and look at what we really accomplished by Friday, and then how could the next week be different? How could next week be better? And how can those things? I know I always believe in Benjamin Close to ourselves take a plain sheet of paper and draw a line in the center up to down and then write down on the left all the things we spend time on. That might be a good one to do this week. And then on the right, what we want to do less of. So I'm sure we are above or close to it or something. So we need to really watch our time.
Yeah, I think my takeaway right now is at the end of at the end of the day or midday on Friday, I want to have something that's very simple that says,
Hmm.
"Okay, Bo, you put 5 videos out on YouTube this week. You
Yeah.
put 20 posts on social media for your business.
Yes.
You got on one podcast. You reached out to 5 people." Like, so I just have a little scorecard where I go, "Did I do enough this week? because if I'm not getting the desired results, there's a reason why I'm not getting those desired
So
results.
true.
So if I
So
could
true.
just every week show you, one of my friends does this really well. He tracks
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I think you need to track so you can measure. And then, so every
So
Friday I
true.
could say, okay, Vinny, this week I put out 20 episodes on my podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I did this. I had 20 booked appointments. And then
Yes.
I have a scorecard to measure what I'm doing. Because right now I could probably figure it out, but I don't have it all in one place. And what I would do then is I would have my virtual team member Jeff put this list together. So I'm not putting the list
Mm-hmm.
together. Jeff,
Yes.
here's part of what you're going to do each Friday morning.
Sure.
You're going to send me this report. I want to know how many YouTube videos we put out, how many social media posts, and whatever else things that move the needle for me, right? Because I know when I create content around SBA financing and franchising, that brings in
Yes.
revenue. And then what did I do to optimize the business this week? Okay. And yesterday I spent an hour creating an SOP, and that's going to now, when a new lead comes in, we have a process behind it. I created 2 templates in my Google. So like now I know, hey, this week I actually moved the needle. This is what I did to do. And I can report that, because I think we all have these intentions to do things, but will we ever do these things that we're talking about on the show?
That's the key. That's
yeah.
really key. Yeah. No, you're so right about it. You just brought it up, something, accountability partner. How many times we want to bring somebody who really will be happy for the success that I will achieve. It's good to have, could be coach, could be mentor, but maybe somebody outside even, so that you could really be accountable too. We should be accountable for our own performance to us, first of all, but it's good to have another accountability partner, a business partner, or in the mastermind, so that they can talk about and hold you accountable for the things that we promise to do ourselves. So that's a good thing what you just said. So true.
Yeah, I love that, because if I know I'm meeting with you on Friday to go over
Yes.
what I told you I was going to do last week,
Yes.
I've done it, or I'm going to realize that, hey, it's Thursday. I need to do 2 things before I meet with Vinney. So get an accountability partner.
Yes.
And track these weekly. And I think that will help a lot of us out there.
It's so important. So very important. And we really hope that you like this show. Please comment and give us questions. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, please let us know so that we could spread the good word. Again, thank you so much for watching us and liking us. And we'll see you next week. Thank you both. Thank you so much, brother. Talk to you next week.
See you guys.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye. Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
So do me a favor, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future.